love it.
You know, this business was about them. The whole business was for them.
Oh my gosh, well that's why. Okay, you just gave me chills everywhere, my friend. Well, that's why why we're picking up on your beautiful grandbabies, and good for you. Good for you, my friend, for doing this for your beautiful legacy that you're going to leave behind. So and I really feel that that's where this is going to head. Is where it won't end when you cross over and you're in the spiritual world. So keep that in mind, okay? That I do feel it's going to have that continuous growth. And if not like huge growth, it's definitely going to stay within the family of where family, generation after generation will just honor you, and continue it.
Right.
So, yeah, it'll be beautiful. Yeah, I love it. So October, I do feel also here, and then so I guess, gosh, we're only a couple 3 months away, which blows my mind. But right in that time, I really feel like it's going to just start to pick up even more momentum. And I feel the timing makes sense. So it's either, because of the Halloween time, the holidays, but just, boy, these grandbabies are going to be busy either helping, getting their hands in there, or even just ideas are going to be really popping in from them. So watch for that for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Now, we probably got maybe a minute here. I can talk about your love life. I do have another caller waiting. But love, do you have a significant other, unfortunately, on the other side, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay. I feel as I'm focusing on you and your beautiful energy, and just the blockage that I feel is there, that I feel that you may be experiencing. Your significant other on the other side, as I feel him coming in, really is saying that it just wants you to move forward, to find love again, that it is okay. And I keep hearing you've got to step outside of your bubble. I just keep hearing you've got to step outside of that bubble, your home, your environment, your safe space, so that you can.
That's where I stay.
Yeah. He's very not worried about you, but he's just concerned because it just really wants you, to have that love. And even he just said, even if it's a companion to go to the movie or go to dinner, it's just someone to, in a sense, fill that little void. Never be filled, but just that little bit.
It's been a lonely, long time.
Yeah, that's what I felt. That's why he's like, all right. He's like, enough's enough. Get out there, step out of your comfort bubble, and go and enjoy. And it's so funny. He just said, so the 28-year-old that I mentioned wants you to utilize her as kind of your wingman. Go and hang out with that granddaughter, and have other people help you to meet people if you have to, because it's a scary world right now. So dating apps and that stuff is just, got to be careful with that stuff.
It is a scary world. That's exactly why I started this online business for survival.
Yeah, I love that. See, yeah, and it is. It's to give you something to wake up to every morning and be excited for, right? I mean, of course, your grandchildren and children, but it's a different excitement, right?
Yeah, and I just didn't see how my grandkids could make it without something extra. It's so hard for the kids these days.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I know it. I can feel it. I know that There's no coincidences. So this business is going to help to just get that ball rolling to where you will be meeting someone. And when that happens, just make sure that you, are ready, prepared, and and have an open mind, if you will, to that too. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Kathy. Thank you for calling, my friend, and have a beautiful evening. Okay.
Okay, you too.
All right, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys. Hey, wonderful. Well, I am excited. I've got John from Australia. Hi, John. This is Mini Medium. How are you?
Good, thank you, Steph. Good morning or afternoon, whatever your sign.
Yeah, it's evening here. What time is it there?
Oh, good evening.
And what time is it in Australia for you?
It is it is 10:30 in the morning on Thursday.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wow.
I'm in the future.
Yeah, a long way. No, I'm happy to be here with you, my friend. How can I help you tonight or this morning, however you want to look at it?
I just got picking up all these amazing vibrations and in the planet. I just wanted to get some and find out just a little hint or something where to go with it. That's all. If it's positive or negative or what to look or what to watch. It's an amazing feeling. I've just met another completely random person today, third person in 3 days. It's coming up saying hello.
Now, and when is the? No, I'm happy to be here with you, my friend. How can I help you tonight or this morning, however you want to look at
it? I just got picking up all these amazing vibrations and in the planet. I just wanted to get some and find out just a little hint or something where to go with it. That's all. If it's positive or negative or what to look or what to watch. It's an amazing feeling. I've just met another completely random person today, third person in 3 days. It's coming up saying hello.
Now, and when is the? I think if I heard you right, you've just had some very high vibrational energy. Has that been since that you ran into this person?
Yeah, 3 people. It's just I just can't work it. It's a really great feeling, but
yeah,
being a Virgo, so clicked onto the planet. I'm just trying to work out how to work this one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me tell you, and I'm going to do this and as quick as summed up way as I can. I know my producer said I got about 4 minutes, but I'll tell you a couple things. You are a very spiritual being, my friend. You already have a very high vibration. I can feel it coming from you. Some things that I feel that I would say to just be mindful of and work on, which I feel like you're pretty good at it, but there needs to be some more. Do some more grounding. Get yourself outside. Take your shoes and socks off. Sit out in the being, my friend. You already have a very high vibration. I can feel it coming from you. Some things that I feel that I would say to just be mindful of and work on, which I feel like you're pretty good at it, but there needs to be some more. Do some more grounding. Get yourself outside. Take your shoes and socks off. Sit out in the grass. Put your feet in the dirt. Because I do feel that when you're vibrating at a high frequency and you meet someone who matches that or might be a little bit, higher than that, it can feel very overwhelming to even the point where it might intimidate or be a little bit scary, if you will. I'm not a fan of soulmate. I don't use that often, nor do I really like to throw out twin flame. Twin flame energy sounds like a little bit of what you're going through. I don't feel that. I feel you're going through some beautiful spiritual awakening or spiritual ascension, which when you're in kind of that, I call the trenches of your spiritual awakening, it can really be very exhausting. to where even if someone was let's say, an average vibrational energy, it'll feel threatening, overwhelming. So get yourself doing some grounding, okay? What is your, can I ask what your zodiac sign is?
Pardon?
What is your sign, my friend?
Virgo. I was born
Virgo,
on
okay.
September 1971.
Perfect. So that's why, because you're an earth sign. See, look at this beautiful connection we already have. So it's your sign saying get yourself connected to Gaia, Mother Earth, because I do feel that that's something that is needed so much. Also, get yourself into water. So any type of, whether you like baths, whether you like going to a lake, whatever it may be, work on, I think that's going to help you to cleanse and get rid of some of maybe any.
Wondering if I needed water, but you're going to go for sand at the beach in the air. It's probably the best place. I really like to, what do you call it? Deflate and retune. I love going to the beach.
Yeah, perfect. So work on those. Now, I know that it's still early there, so I know I have to wrap up here, and I apologize. But if you are on, if you're still able to, here in about an hour and a half, which I guess what time it'll be there, maybe around noon. On my YouTube page tonight, I'll be doing free readings. I would love to have you hop on, John, because I have a whole lot more I need to tell you. And that
awesome.
my
Thank
YouTube,
you.
YouTube is Mini Medium 75. So hop on that tonight, my friend, and let's see if we can't give you some more guidance, okay?
Okay. Thank you so much, Steph.
Hey, you're so welcome, my friend. Have a beautiful day.
I shall. I'm going to put my feet in a bucket of water.
Yes, exactly. All right, and we'll see you soon.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye.
All right, my friends, that's a wrap. It's another beautiful night and another amazing, episode of readings, and super excited to see what happens next week. But hop on my page tonight. So either Facebook Mini Medium or YouTube Mini Medium 75. See you next week. Bye, guys.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Spiritual Connections with Psychic Medium Cindy. Psychic Medium Cindy. Live from Facebook.com/Psychic Cindy. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Spiritual Connection on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody's doing well. Depending on where you are, I hope you're enjoying the summer. Maybe if you're on the other side of the world, you're enjoying your winter months. But anyway, nice and hot here in Nova Scotia, Canada, where I am from this evening. So I was thinking, like, what's going on this week? What happened? And well, what's happened is we have our second full moon in Capricorn in a month, which is, star, or 2 months in a row, I should say. But Capricorn focuses on career and work and, what's going on with that. It's also, like all full moons, it's about healing, it's about renewal, regeneration. But the most important thing to remember with all the full moons, but certainly with this one in particular, is that you are the creator of your own life. Like you have the ability, you have everything within you, all the strength, all the power, all the courage, everything you need to make the life that you want to make, to be what you want to be in this lifetime. So my only bit of advice for you for this moon is to focus on that. What do you want? And if you really want everything to follow into place exactly the way you want it to, you need to be your authentic self. So think about who you are, what you want to do, and everything, I promise you, everything will align up exactly the way it's supposed to for you, because you are in control. And always remember that. The universe is out here to help us, but they're definitely not out to harm us in any way. It's just that we have to learn how to work with them. So, so we'll do a few cards before we get a caller. Sorry, my pencils are rolling all over the place here. Just pull a couple of cards for you guys for the weekend before we get our caller on. Because we are having a full moon. Tensions are high in the world, as always, but just relax, and focus on yourself, focus on your career, and make sure you get lots of sleep. Because that's kind of like the thing that bothers me the most about full moons is I don't sleep well. But this is like the first card I pull out for all of us tonight is the rainbow, which is blessings. Which is just a perfect reminder of like that we are blessed and the universe is taking care of us. The rainbow always means the good after the bad. Next to that, I pulled the clouds, which is shape shifting. And that's exactly what you have this opportunity for. This is beautiful. I'm so glad this came out. So, like with this particular full moon, and I said, you're in charge of your life. You can create any life that you want. And that often means for some people, they will be doing some shape shifting, because when you realize what you're meant to do, being your authentic self, maybe look very different than what you're doing today. And then you have the waterfall, which is effortless. Now, there's no real such thing as effortless waterfall, because there's always those little bumps and rocks when the water's coming down. But it is a continuous flow. And I think that's what the universe wants us just to know tonight is that, we're on the way. Everybody's on the right track. Just keep going. Focus on what you want to do. Make the world small. Make the world small, and you'll feel a lot better. Tonight we have Gail. So let's see what we can do for Gail tonight. Hi, Gail.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Good. What can I do for you this evening?
Well, my daughter's brother-in-law took his life yesterday, and nobody really understands why. I don't know if you can help me with that, or something that I would just like to talk about.
You want me to try to bring him in from
Yes.
From the spirit world? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to be honest with you, Gail. I'm going to try, but you know what? This is really fresh, right? So he is like just gotten there, and I may be able to contact him. I will try. I may not be able to contact him because it might just be a little bit too soon. You get me in a couple weeks time, for sure, right? Not even a problem. But sometimes when they're this fresh, it's just a little bit of, it's like, what is he ready to connect with me as being a stranger, as opposed to taking care of his family, which is what he would be doing right now. But you know what? Before I even bring him in, I'm going to pull some cards just to see if I can get my universe, like my team in the universe, to kind of give you some answers of why this has happened. Okay?
Okay.
And I am, by the way, I meant to say, I'm very sorry. Very sorry to hear this.
Thank you.
It is such a shock, I know.
It is.
Okay. So I'm asking my team, like, what kind of happened, right? Can they give me a little bit of insight on it? And of course, the first card I pick is the heartache and loss card, the number 3, which is, of course, exactly what's happened, right? I feel by looking at the cards that he was depressed. That's what I feel. Maybe he didn't act depressed around everybody else in his life, but within him, he was. Okay.
Okay.
So his obstacle, of course, is the solitude card, the number 9, which is all about completion. But when people are depressed, they often feel like they're all alone. Like there's, and even though that's not true, and we constantly have, call a doctor, call a hotline, reach out to people, right? I mean, it's in your face all the time. You see posters, but when you're in that state of depression, for some reason, you just feel all alone. Like you feel like there's no way out, right? And I think that's how he felt, even though that's not reality, because you're kind of not really in reality when you're that sad. So the guidance from the universe is interesting. It's movement, choices, and decisions, and which is exactly what he did. He had a choice in the sense of, am I going to keep living like this? Am I going to reach out and get help, or am I just going to end it? And that's what he decided to do. When it comes to what you need to focus on, I think, and the family and stuff like that from now, moving forward is sort of, when it comes to him, kind of use your intuition. Remember how much you loved him. Your intuition is all about using feeling your feelings in your heart and your gut and stuff, so even if over the next few weeks or few months you start hearing this story, that story, don't pay attention to necessarily the stories. Focus on what's in your heart and what you believe to be true, right?
Okay.
Okay. I know if that doesn't make sense, I think it'll make sense in the future. And when it comes to, like he said, it's a very delicate situation when this happens. You may come across a point in this is that you have to stand your ground, because, people, I don't know. I just feel that sometimes rumors get started and maybe you need to stand your ground to be like, I have to get away to do my own healing, or my daughter has to go away to do her own healing, whatever it is, right? You're in control of your life.
Okay.
But the end result, because I asked him to clarify for me, just give me another card to give me, a little bit more insight. And the next card I pull is the Destiny card, which is about your destiny in this lifetime. This is probably not the best time to talk about this, but in the future, you can even look this up on the internet. Is learn a little bit more about soul contracts and what that looks like when people come here, because we do sign a contract before we come of how we're going to die, and we often pick different times every time we come. So that just make it look a little bit better in the months to come after you've done some healing. Okay. So remember that soul contract. But right now I'm going to try to bring him in. Let's see if he'll come in for me. Okay, I am getting him, but he's like from a distance, right? Which is not a surprise because he's new there. So I will tell you how I'm feeling. So I'm feeling fairly anxious right now. So I feel that's kind of probably how he felt right before he passed away. He may be a little bit anxious just because he's just arrived there too, and he's just kind of trying to make sense of the whole situation. But I will tell you this: he's definitely in the spirit world. He's definitely in an area where he feels the love and the support. But his focus right now, because he's drifting like in and out for me, is on all of you guys right now. Okay? So I would suggest that I only have like a minute left. So I would suggest that in a few more months, after he has some time to settle, you have some time to heal, even if it's 6 months to a year, then reach out to a medium and get a reading, and you'll find out a lot more information. Okay? I'm sorry, I don't know if that really helped you at all, but I will guarantee you he is in a good, safe place. Okay?
Okay. Thank
and
you.
Like everybody goes to the spirit world, everybody goes to the place where they're loved. There's no such thing as like how you taking your life means you don't get there. That's not true. Okay?
Okay. I was hoping that was the case.
Oh yeah, absolutely. 100%. I can see him there and I can feel the love, but I also just feel the hesitation because I think it's just a little bit too soon. So I wish you all the best and heal and trust that the universe is taking care of him, and he's now going to take care of you guys. Okay? So sorry about that, Jim. I wish you all the best. Take care. All right, thank you everybody for joining me tonight, and I will be back next week for another show. Everybody have a great week and enjoy that full moon in Capricorn.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Medicine for Your Spirit with Raylene Byrne. Live from RayleneByrne.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Medicine for Your Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Namaste, Raylene Byrne, Medicine for Your Spirit. Wow, this month is really going to be quite a ride for all of us. We've just here in Australia, you know, it's the day after you're in America, in the Northern Hemisphere, especially America, the 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. England's just had their land sweeping election. There's stuff happening everywhere. America's in the whole awakening to what's going on there. So with everything that's been going on, and those who have been watching me will know that I've been talking a lot about this incredible amount of division and separation that's going on the planet, and it's debilitating. And being a light worker, being an aware person, living a soul-led life means that we have to overcome some of these obstacles. We have to overcome the efforts to drive us apart. So I opened up my book. I've got this book I wrote, Alchemy of Awareness. It's like an oracle book. And I often, I get a message from it each day. So today I opened it and thought, okay, what's a message we can start this call with? And what opened up is this. As the tests arise, see them as a fabulous opportunity to acknowledge where you are now, how much you have experienced and learnt over the years. So it's a really nice comfort to, look at what's going on and go, wow, I do know better and I can contribute in a different way. And it just means I have to find that extra bit of peace and acceptance in my own life to whatever's going on around me and really start to look at who I am. One of the themes that's come up a lot in the last week or two is the theme of know what you stand for. So in this really chaotic time of massive change on the planet, and I feel like we've really just about gone over the point of no return, we have to know who we are. And so finding yourself, knowing yourself, trusting yourself and being yourself is the only way forward. And then when you know that about yourself, you know what you stand for. And when you know what you stand for, you don't fall for anything. Because what you stand for is your principles and your values. It's your contribution, it's your heart calling. So just have a think about this week. We've got Independence Day. So have a look at where are you being independent in your own thought, in your own offerings, in your own feelings, what is true for you. So I do have a caller here. I'm sorry, I missed your name. I was talking, I'm sorry. Barbara. Hi, Barbara. It's Raylene here.
Hi,
how can I be of support or guidance or assistance or help for you today?
Oh, okay. No, I was just curious about my family, how they were, how they were doing, my grandchildren.
How old are your grandchildren?
One is 32, he's disabled. Then I have one that's 26 and a boy that's 25.
Okay, so what are you concerned about with them?
Well, my oldest grandson is ill. He has disabilities.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and he's 32?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. All right, so you just want a general overview of them. I want to ask you how you are, actually. I'm feeling more inclined to ask how you are.
I guess I'm doing okay. I had an operation on my shoulder. They did a complete shoulder operation, but it's taken a while, It's a long process.
Yes, and, we never, as families, as you know, matriarchs in families, we never stop worrying about our children and our grandchildren and those that come after that. So let's see what we've got here for you, Barbara. I feel more inclined for you to, the first thing I want to say is stop worrying. Stop worrying. That's part of, the stuff that happens with us. And we wear the burdens on our shoulders and around our neck and everything gets tight and heavy. And, it's one of the things I know about worry is when we worry about stuff, we're investing energy towards something that we don't want. But when we are offering blessings and gratitude and good intentions, then we're utilising energy and directing it in a way that is way more productive and it's more helpful. And I think that's something maybe for you. I don't know, you probably are, but I'm just going to remind you that, sometimes instead of worrying about something, look at sending good, sending love or sending good vibes or good intentions, blessings and gratitude. Yeah. That's good because that's way more productive.
Of course.
Let's see what we've got here for Barbara. Sorry?
A move of apartment.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Oh, a move like for a different location of an apartment.
You wanting to move?
Yes.
Okay, let's just see what's here. Let's have a look here. Grandkids and Barbara. Let's see what the messages are here. Okay, so the first thing I'm getting before I even tune in is I'm getting the word focus. You need to, that's probably why I said focusing on that or sending good energy. It's focusing on outcomes that you really want, focusing on the pathway and not on the issues or the problems. Very important. It does take a little bit of mindfulness, but it's worth it because we start to see the magic when we start to really focus on what we want or how we want things to be. So let's see what's here for Barbara. Okay, the first one I'm getting is awakening. So this is an uplift of energy. So this is about the more you feel better in yourself and about your family, the easier it is for them to receive that energy and feel better in themselves. So it's a win-win for everyone. So there's an awakening process going on for you. And as I said, it's more to do with how your thinking needs to up level a little bit. So, and I'm not saying you're a negative person, it's just more positive. The world needs more positivity. Let's see what else is here for Barbara for her grandkids. Just a quick call message for her grandkids. Are they all okay? Okay. So what I'm getting here is this point of balance. It's harmony. It's finding harmony. So it's the harmony here when we look at balance is the mind and the heart, the thoughts and the emotions, finding harmony. Now, one of the things that's really important about balance is so many people get caught up in finding balance in their life, and it's another thing they have to do. It's like, my balance is out. I've got to do something to come back into balance. I look more at, I prefer the word harmony. And when we find the harmony within ourselves, when we harmonize within ourselves, everything else starts to look a bit different. So instead of pushing to find balance, pause and ask, where's the harmony? Because the reality of life is we're going to be pulled in all sorts of different directions all the time, but we have to come back to ourselves. That's where the harmony lives. So when we look at I look at nature and I go, right, in the big scheme of life, our Earth does a 365-day spin around the sun. And there's only 2 days in those 365 that are devoted to balance. 2 days out of 365, they're the equinoxes. So that makes me look at where we have become a little bit too obsessed with finding balance all the time, when really we need to look at finding the point of harmony, because sometimes our life is busy and hectic and we are pulled in one direction because we have to get things done. And then we'll have time where we can pull back and pause and recover and regroup and reset. So if we can look at a bigger picture instead of the minute, got to find balance, which is a struggle, you step back and look at a bigger picture, you'll find that there's more harmony in the play of life and acceptance of how things are. And today I'm going to be really busy, and tomorrow I've got plenty of time to do what I want to do. There's harmony there. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's what is there. And I'm just going to pull one more. So with your grandkids, it's the same thing. It's that don't let your thoughts take over, come into your heart and send those feelings of, I trust that everything is well. I'm sending those intentions, that gratitude that they're all here. My grandchildren are here. I get to interact with them. I get to speak with them. I get to care and love them. So that's a really beautiful channeling of energy towards them. And it makes things a bit easier for all of us. We stop worrying because at the end of the day, Barbara, every soul on the planet, every soul has their own soul journey. And those who have come in with issues or problems or challenges in their life, that's because their soul agreed to it. So their soul is actually on track. Their soul is doing or living or experiencing exactly what it needs for its growth and evolution. That's where the magic is. That's where acceptance is, when we look at what's going on with our children, our grandchildren, and as much as we may not like certain things that they're going through, it's exactly right for them, for their growth. It's exactly right. So that's when we find the harmony and we go, okay, I can just love and have gratitude and send blessings because they are on their journey. They have agreed to this. I don't understand why they're doing it, but that's what their soul has said, this is what I need in this human experience to learn more about myself so I can evolve. So that's how you can support our loved ones better, by really accepting. I'm there to help and support, but I also accept that this is the journey that you've chosen. It's a very esoteric, higher consciousness level and way of seeing things, but it gives us a little bit of wiggle room in being able to be supportive and helpful and not trying to go in and control. That's what we've got to do.
I don't go in and control, and I am supportive and helpful. But one of my grandsons is just totally disabled. He's bedridden, so I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, he didn't make it that way.
No, his soul. I'm saying soul level. Soul. Something. It could be a lesson for the family. It could be for the family to come together and be more of a unit, to be supportive and loving and present with him. I'm just going to pull one more for him. What's his first name?
Christopher.
Christopher. It's love. He's here to help everyone see and be more of love. All he needs is love. All you guys need to give him is love. That's all it is. That's all he's here for, is to experience love. And that's it. And the best way is how you're doing it. Support, acceptance, the way he is, being loved the way he is. That's it. That's all he's here for, is to experience love. That's it.
Yes, and he don't ask for anything but that in return. Yeah.
There you go. So that's it, Barbara. I hope that's helpful. Just keep loving him and loving yourself. That's it. That's all you have to do, because that's what he's here to receive, and that's what he's giving you all on an energetic level, because you come together to offer that to him. So there's a lot of love around. So that's a really good thing for all of you. That brings harmony. It's beautiful.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Sessions with Spirit with Gene Rose. Live from Facebook.com/Tarot Readings by by Gene Rowe. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Sessions with Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sessions with Spirit. I was just having a little giggle with one of my producers. Challenge accepted. Yes. So I figured, and you guys already know how I feel about using the word collective. I'm not going to get started on my soapbox. I'm just going to say that as for me, I say I'm going to pull a card for everyone. And that's it. We don't make it all flowery and fancy. Everyone. Okay? So for everyone, let's pull an oracle. Tonight, we're also going to be taking 2 live callers, which I'm so excited for. Usually it's a mix of mediumship, maybe tarot. I never know what they are going to be asking for, though, until I talk to them. So it's definitely interesting and adds some spice to the show. So we also got a leap card. A leap card is going to be a specific card that jumps from the deck as the reader is shuffling. That card in no way, fashion, shape, form, none of it means something dark, evil, bad, nothing like that. It just is the universe putting blinding lights around it saying, pay attention to this one. You know, if you walk away from the reading, if the only thing you take with you, please let it be that leap card. And that goes for any reading. So the leap card was Farmer's Market. This card is remember to distinguish abundance from wholeness. Choose wisely and intentionally. So what is the difference between abundance and wholeness? Abundance is having extra, is being not only, and of course, abundant, but having that extra in regards to it's more than you need. It's that surplus. Wholeness is without yearning for anything, without want. Now, both represent no lack, like a void of lack, which is amazing. We don't want lack. But distinguishing the difference between the two and then moving with intention and motive in regards to, because what you'll do is by gaining one, you'll gain the other. Once you are whole, you will be abundant. It's just the understanding of grasping the wholeness before abundance. You know, more often than not, we want things and we want them in the now. I know I am very impatient. I'm a Leo and I'm from New York. So we need a prayer and a dream sometimes because it is just so frustrating. So that is why I want you to just take things in stride, focusing on being whole and then move in to that space of abundance. The actual card for all of us is Sun Tea. That card is going to talk about slow, intentional, delicious interweaving with life holds more magic than you think. Seeking out the little, not just surprises, but blessings that we get from spirit. And that way we're able to embrace all opportunities, but even the tiny little possibilities that can grow into something. Remember, where there are now flowers, there once was just dirt. So don't get too fixated on what needs to still happen. Look in front of you at what has already happened and what has also unfolded. Guys, let's start with a caller. First up, we have Tara. Hey, Tara, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. What are we reading on tonight?
I don't know.
Okay. Can I suggest something?
Yes.
How about doing a general reading in regards to tarot? And that'll tell you what you need to know right now. General just means, and I know it's like, ooh, wait, but what about like money or love? If you do general, it just doesn't program the cards towards one specific area. So anything can come up. Love.
Okay.
money, where, you want to do general?
Yeah, that or anyone that's looking to connect with me that has, passed along the way.
Is your grandfather passed?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he the one that you're wanting to contact or talk to?
I have anyone really. I'm very connected with. I try to be at least.
Okay. Because he's the first one that I feel like steps forward. Love, who's the one that smokes cigars or who is the one that smoked?
That could be my grandfather on my dad's side or my father.
I think it's your dad, love.
Yeah.
Did you lose him when you were young?
What's that?
Did you lose him when you were young?
Yeah, right. Well, not so young, but I was about 20 years old.
Yeah. Oh, honey, that's a baby. That is. Throughout the years, though, he shows me that he has always shown you or given you signs to show you that he's near or that he saw something. What's with the car? What's the connection with the car?
I know that there was a car that when he passed, there was big discussion on his car, and I believe my brother had wanted it.
Okay. Did that cause a little bit of a ripple in the family?
I think that was the tip of it, and then it was the family. But yeah, there was his brother wanted to pretty much rid everything and was ready for everyone to come in the following day and just take everything.
Yeah. Love, it didn't give you guys a chance to really get anything because everything was already like claimed.
Yep.
Ransacked is the word. Yeah, ransacked. Like everything was ran through. And you got like the leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh, love. Just so you know, he did not intend it to be that way.
Okay. Thank you.
That was not his intention. Did it make you feel like abandoned all over again?
Yeah. I think my other siblings have felt the same way, kind of like, because we had gotten into a fight New Year's before he had passed shortly after, and we did not part on good terms.
Yeah. Honey, that is no longer a thing. No longer a thing. If you hold something against him still, he understands. It makes me feel like he hasn't always been like the greatest dad.
No, he really wasn't. He tried at times.
There was a lot, Tara, like there were a lot of and they weren't just like, whoopsie. Like it was like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, bro,
yeah.
Like, what? Yeah. That kind of like moment that like blows your mind that it's like so much of a train wreck you can't do anything but stare straight at it because you're like, is this really happening right now?
Yeah.
The frustration. Yeah, and there's a lot of resentment, and he says that it's justified. Was he young when he had you? Or was he just like very mature?
He was in his he was in his, I think he was right at about 29 or so.
Okay. Then he was like super immature for his age.
Yeah.
Because it's this like childlike, not personality, but mindset. And I'm not trying to be insulting when I say that.
Oh, no, no.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right on
like
the head, yeah.
Yeah. Like just very immature, like things that it would be like, Dad, like, come on, like what? And
yeah, he thought he was a rock star.
Yeah. He never got that. Now he gets it. He says,
where we would
there was
always
some
kind of want to be
anger.
with him.
And I love. It's so difficult because he says everything is so warranted and so justified. But I feel like for you, for your own sanity, you've tried to like forgive him and move past it. But there's so much that's like unanswered that you don't know where to go.
That's exactly it.
Yeah. There's a lot of confusion, you know? Oh, love. Maybe think about, I think honestly, and especially with where you're at, you know, maybe this will help bring you some peace.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I'll try to, like, there are songs, different things that always will come on. I mean, like, literally come on. Like, and, my phone wasn't even on. And it's the songs that, the oldies, the songs, the rock and roll songs that remind me of him. So I'll kind of try to, talk my feelings out loud and let him know, like, I forgive you. Like, it was awful. Everything that kind of led into everything was awful, but I kind of just felt like I never got that closure, especially after, the fight before his death.
Yeah. Don't worry about the fight. Like, let go of that and don't stress out. Don't hold on to it. It's not worth it. It really isn't. Not at this point. Mm-mm. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Maybe think about, have you ever had like a mediumship session before?
I've only had one. And she had actually been spot on because, I wasn't sure kind of how everything worked with, like what we're doing, what do you want to know? And I told her I just don't want to know anything like about my future with that or whatnot. And she said, the only thing I can say is what's happening in October. And I said, I don't know. And it was like August or July when I had it done. And she said, someone's going to come in your life. He's going to be the real shit. He's going to be the real thing. And I am now with my fiance that I met that October.
That's amazing. See?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, maybe think about in the future booking a in-depth mediumship. Think about doing it.
I really want to.
Yeah. Well, love, my information is below if you are interested in booking with me personally. I do offer private sessions. So maybe think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know how I would get in touch with you.
You can find me on Facebook at Tarot Readings by Jean Rose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Or you can email me at tarotbyjeanrose@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah. Tara, I wish you all the best. Is it okay if tonight I light a candle for you?
Yes.
Okay, love. You have a beautiful evening, and hopefully I get to talk to you again in the future.
I hope so as well.
Thank you, Tara. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Good night, love. Oh, that was such a beautiful reading. So up next we have Linda. Linda, how are you?
Hi, Jean Rose. So
Hello,
nice to talk with you.
What are you doing?
Hi.
Hi, love.
Hi.
So
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're fine, love. And what would you like to be read on tonight?
Well, I would like to know what the feeling is as far as myself and my husband going forward.
Okay. I feel like there's going to be stability ahead.
Mm-hmm.
The first card was the Knight of Coins. Coins is the other word for the Pentacle suit. Not only does Pentacles refer to like money and material things, but it corresponds to the element of earth. So it's going to represent energies such as balance, feeling grounded, and having solid footing beneath your feet. Does that make sense? But it's that movement and progress towards it.
Okay.
Second card was the Seven of Coins, same suit. That card is going to talk about investments. Have you guys been together a long time?
Yes, we have.
Okay. Third card was Temperance, which is all about exercising patience. Has there been a bit of bickering lately?
A lot.
Okay. That's okay. The reason why I say that is because with temperance, that's going to refer to exercising patience, whether it's with yourself, another person, or a situation. So in regards to that, it's just going to tell you, basically, remember how long you guys have been together. You know, as long as it's not like an abusive situation, obviously it's going to be an answer of work things out or see things through. You know, especially with the cards that you received. I think it's just a matter of turning it into a new stage of life or a new chapter of life. You know, sprucing things up, spicing them. You did get the Three of Coins, but that card is also about teamwork makes the dream work. But I think it's going to be incredibly important that you pick and choose your battles. So don't fight with each other about everything. Don't speak on everything. Not everything you think needs to be said. And the same is going to go for him.
Boy, does that make sense.
One of those, huh? I totally get that. And that indecision, is he driving you crazy lately? Like you're like, listen, I'm going to put you out with the dog. Like, oh my God, I cannot. And your next card holds a couple extras for you. And the first one was the Two of Swords. That indecision, that going back and forth. Linda, it's going to be okay, love. You know, maybe, you know, don't hurt him or anything. Even though I know you're tempted. But know and understand the next card, the Hierophant. That card is all about having faith. Not just in a higher power, but having faith in yourselves and in each other. You know how long you guys have been together. Don't give up now.
Yeah.
Especially over something that is so trivial. And you both know that this is dumb. You both know it.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. See?
Yep. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it's hard.
It's such stupid things.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the stupid things, they build up, and the little stupid things turn into like one big thing. And then one person blows up. You know what I mean? And then that just kind of kicks off a crap show of its own. And then before you know it, you're fighting. For what reason?
Exactly.
Well, that's when you got to stop and look at each other and be like, what are we fighting over? Like, what?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? You know? Mm-hmm. I pulled an extra card for you. It was the Six of Coins. That's going to refer to help coming in a time of need. Just go to each other. Talk to each other. Be real. Just be honest. Just tell him, like, you know you're better than this. We both are. And remember that, like, you two love each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys aren't going to get divorced. Right. You're not getting divorced. Like that, I don't see a separation. I don't see a divorce. I don't see none of that. No. This is, and love, I'm married too. I was married, it turned 8 years in May. And you got it, marriage is something and I don't have to tell you, but it's something you have to decide every day. Every day.
You do.
That this is what you want. You know?
Yeah.
And
I thought maybe that's why I questioned, like every day I have to think about it. Like, is this what I want for the next, however many years? It's been 34. So.
Oh, that is beautiful. See?
Yeah.
But you know what? That's okay. Because some days it's going to be easier to ask yourself that question, and some days it's going to be harder. But either way,
Yeah.
it all evens out in the end. That's your person.
Okay. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. You're right. Okay.
You have a wonderful night, Linda. Like, truly,
You
enjoy
too.
your evening.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you
so
so much,
welcome, love.
Jane Rose.
You're very welcome, love. It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome, love.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Pardon me. Oh my gosh. So guys, we are going to do a couple of readings for my Siggies. We are going to do one for Ada, and she is out in Maine. Oh, love, you got the Emperor. Okay. So the Emperor is going to be all about success. This is a fantastic card. Oh my gosh, I love it. Also want to say that it corresponds to the zodiac sign of Aries. The Ada is an Aries. The second card is the Page of Coins. So the start or beginning possibly of new financial opportunities, but definitely that balance and that, more importantly, stability, for sure. The card that fell after that was another page, the Page of Swords, which is going to refer to the start or beginning of a new idea, followed by the King of Cups. Be careful not to be manipulated by your emotions or another person's. And the reason why I say that is because you want to exercise courage and strength, especially bravery. The last card was the Strength card. That is a fabulous card. It also corresponds to the zodiac sign of Leo. Yes, it does. But really standing in that space of power. You know, that is just such a beautiful place to be in. Let's go ahead and pull one more. Oh, we got the Moon. Don't entertain doubts, fears, and illusions. You know, what you see on the surface is not what is below it. Things are superficial right now. And that's okay. That is okay, even though it may feel a bit frustrating. There is happiness up ahead. I just pulled an extra card, and it was the Ten of Cups. So things are, stages is a big thing that I want to kind of throw out there. So, or seasons. So being in different chapters of your life. Literally look at it as a book. You know, you have one chapter, you have the beginning, you have chapter 1, chapter 2, so things moving along. Just know that where you are today is not where you were yesterday, but also not where you will be tomorrow. So keep that in the back of your mind. Okay? And then, guys, I'm going to surprise my beautiful wife with a reading. She's probably like, what? But I know she is watching, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple cards for her just to surprise her. One of her favorite pastimes is watching me do cards. She loves that. It is one of her absolute favorites. So, oh, yes. I love it. Hell yes. Okay, so baby, first card is Temperance, and that is going to be, of course, card number 14. Yes, exercising patience, both with yourself and another person, even a situation. Next card is the Knight of Coins, and that's going to be movement towards money, also stability as well as balance. Then we have the Nine of Swords. And this even could, I don't so much see it as like sleep, like insomnia. I don't so much see it as that, or even like having trouble sleeping, but I more so see it as like worry or like stress. Is it going to stick around? Absolutely not. The card after was the King of Swords. That card fell reversed. I feel like taking control of that conflict and not letting it stick around or kind of be there. Then the final card was the Hermit, and that's going to refer to finding the light at the end of the tunnel. I think vacay is definitely that light for sure. I'm going to pull an extra. Yes, the Page of Wands. So that is going to be the start or beginning of an opportunity. It's also going to refer, pardon me, to creativity, passion, a lot of beautiful, beautiful things, all of which, of course, are involving that beautiful fire energy. So, yes, that is where I'm going to leave you all tonight. Do not forget ways to contact me. At the bottom of your screen, you will find tarot readings by Jean Rose. You can find me over there on Facebook, also on TikTok under Mrs. Stiggy, STIGGI, and also Tarot by Jean Rose. So definitely find me over there, follow me, and let's get together and possibly do a reading or two. Guys, I enjoyed this tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Wherever you're watching me from. Thank you, guys. And have a wonderful night. I wish you all a beautiful weekend. Don't freak out just yet. The full moon is on the 21st, so we still have some time. So enjoy this weekend, because next weekend is going to be a little chaotic. All right? I love you all, and I will see you guys next week.
A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Judith Miller in Spirit with Judith Miller. Judith Miller. Live from Miller-Judith.com/Judith-Miller. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Judith Miller and Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi guys, how are we doing? So, good evening to all the ones in the UK, and for further afield, good afternoon or good morning. So it's Judith and Spirit. Everything I do alongside Spirit. So I wanted to chat today. A lot of us, when we are feeling lost or when we've had some quite hard diagnosis or hard information to receive, a lot of us, we come up with mixed emotions. And I wanted to talk about share a little bit of my journey with you. Something I'm very, very passionate about is helping others. End of life is hard for each person who is going through that transition and facing that journey. Likewise, so it is as hard and as devastating for the family members and their loved ones and friends. And I wanted to talk about a little bit, because sometimes guilt gets in the way. And from a person, if we talk about the person who has received that diagnosis and who has received that devastating news, our life changes. It changes in so many ways. There's so many emotions come into play. There's the guilt, there's the anger, there's the fear. And there's so many mixed emotions that they might all come at different times. Not everybody is the same. But maybe we want to, well, I'm saying maybe the person that I would be helping wants to talk about the diagnosis they've received, but they don't want to scare their family, or they don't feel that they can be open and talk to their family regarding that. And that's okay. You know, whether we're spiritual or whether we're not, it's important that we can just say how we feel. Should it be a situation that's going on at home and it's nothing to do with the end of life, it's still okay to say how we feel. There are many ways of saying things, but speaking our truth, because when we bottle things up, it makes things so much harder. And sometimes we want people to understand, but everybody's not going to understand. You know, when somebody has been given a diagnosis like that, not everybody is going to understand what that person's feeling, because they can only assume they know what it's like. So each person is trying to protect each person. The loved one who's received that diagnosis is trying to protect the family and friends. The family and friends are trying to protect the loved one. And it goes round in a circle where loved ones and people who have really need that support feel trapped because they're too scared to speak up. And sometimes having an end of life support guide, it can be something as just someone to talk to on the other end of the phone, to have that cry to say what those fears are, to have that rant and let that out, those emotions out. Or sometimes it can go deeper. People would like to understand the spiritual side, when they come to that journey of transitioning, what to expect, to know that, you know, they're never truly on their own. Maybe it's to do with memories and keepsakes. Maybe it's support for the family, where, you know, although they're going through that journey with you, it's a slightly different journey for both parties. But that party and that journey for them is scary too. And it's learning to know that there is no right way and there is no wrong way. There's just your way. And that's what's really important, is to know that what way you deal with things in the process, in whether you feel anger or whether you feel emotions or fear, whatever comes up, it's okay to allow that to come out. Not in a violent way, I don't mean that, but I mean to come out in a healing way. Because we have healing on all forms, from the physical to the mental to the spiritual. We have healing in all forms. And sometimes having the option to say what we really feel and understand the process and the journey that person is on, or our loved one is on, can really make a difference. So I do want to say that I do help with end of life support guide, I do volunteer on a need-to-need, person-to-person basis. I know there's a lot of people going through many different journeys in this world, and they maybe haven't financially got that to help them. They maybe don't have a lot of people in their life. An end-of-life support guide is as much as helpful for the loved ones and families as it is for the person going through it. You know, to understand the spiritual side sometimes can bring a lot of peace, and it can help us prepare. It can help us a lot of mental and emotional healing. Can help us in many ways. Personally, I'm very passionate about my journey. I'm very strongly with my angels and guides, and it's something that I just absolutely love helping. I know we come across in different ways, but because we're spiritual, it doesn't eliminate us from those emotions or from those feelings, because we're living the physical life as well as the spiritual. And we were brought here to experience all forms of emotions and love and situations in our journey. And some to make us strong, some to learn from, and some to teach others. So if you're on your own, or if you're going through a very hard journey right now, don't be afraid to say how you feel. It's okay. It's not a weakness. And by just being open, if you feel you find it hard, openly talking about it, write it down. Write down your feelings. Write down how it's making you feel inside. And just take that time to really put what you're feeling down in words, because it's a healing process. I know we might have received a diagnosis that we're going through the transition and journey, but we can still do a lot of healing on that journey, which is helping us, the loved one. So memories, keepsakes, understanding each other's fears, family's fears and the loved one's fears, understanding the process can really, really help. And there's some really nice, really good spiritual end-of-life guides or doulas. Some are doulas. Personally, I'm support guide. I believe that we all have a team around us, and we are all as equal as each other, and we're only a part of that team, and we all need that team. We need them as much as they need us. So it is a teamwork. But I do want to say, for anybody who is finding that hard or going through that journey, don't be afraid to reach out. You know, there are a lot of people in the world who's helping, a lot of support guides. There's a lovely lady, Nadia, I know, and she lives in the south of Ireland, and she's also an end-of-life doula. So when we look around, a lot of spiritual people are really reaching out, and they know that they can't change things, but they can help improve things for each person in their own way and what is right for them. Okay? It's your journey. It has to be about what's right for you. Before I take a caller, I wanted to just a couple of announcements in case I run out of time at the end. So at 9 p.m. tonight, I will be on TikTok doing physical mediumship from 9 p.m. and it's medium 1111. I've only one TikTok, guys, okay? Also, I do prophetic news on my YouTube channel with all the predictions of what's to come. Lots has already come true, with lots more to come. So that's on my YouTube channel for prophetic news. And for anybody not sure of the time, 9 p.m. UK time is 5 p.m. Pacific time. And also, before I finish, I want to say on a Tuesday evening after this show, I help lovely Alice Trevor from Scotland, and we do the Sparkle of Light spiritual chat show at 8 p.m. And we have different guests on every week to share our knowledge and help as many people as we can. So please join us and know you're very, very welcome. And if I can help in any way, please don't hesitate to contact me, because that's what we're there for. Okay, so I see we've got Melissa in Dover, Delaware. How are you doing, Melissa?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for asking, Melissa. It's lovely to connect for you. So, Melissa, have you ever had physical mediumship?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I am a physical medium, but I do exactly like I do now. And if I have time, I'll incorporate the physical in with your messages, okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you said. Could you separate your words for me, please?
That's my accent, sorry. So I'm explaining I am a physical medium. I do my evidential and my physical exactly the same, just as I'm talking to you now. If you would like, and I have time, I'll incorporate the physical into my reading for you. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, Melissa, I want to talk about a gentleman, okay? And I want to talk about chest. This gentleman is very much making me aware of his chest. And I want to talk about palpitations. He's making me aware someone on the earthly plane receives a lot of palpitations, and it's through a lot of stress. I feel it's yourself, Melissa. Are we there?
Yes, but I didn't understand. You say there is a man thinking about me?
No, there is a man in spirit around you.
Man spirit?
Yes, there's a gentleman in... Yes. I feel he's more of a grandfather figure, and he talks about his chest, okay? He's pointing to the chest, but I want to say heart for the gentleman, but somebody, I feel it's yourself, gets like palpitations and would get quite stressed, anxiety. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So can you understand the gentleman in spirit who's coming forward very much as grandfather?
Okay, he's my grandfather?
I'm getting a grandfather figure, and I want to place him on mother's side of the family.
My mother's side of the family?
Yes.
My mother's father died when she was only 9.
Though that's okay. Our loved ones, it's ourself on the earthly plane that puts time. The spirit has no concept of time. And although our loved one may have passed when we were either before we were born or when we were very young, we might not know a lot about them, but they know a lot about us. Okay? So I do want to say this gentleman is around you, okay? And he talks about in the evening, and he's also talking about feathers. Have you been finding feathers, please?
Have I been in others? What?
Have you been finding feathers?
Feathers.
Feathers, you know? Yes.
Not really. Not too much, no.
Okay. Keep an eye out. I want to tell you grey feathers. And the colours of our feathers all mean something. So grey is very much about peace. Inner peace, outer peace, and harmony. Okay? And I feel he's talking about a grey feather. I can never change what spirit bring forward. I can question, but I can't change. So I want to talk about he's wanting you to find peace within. Okay? And do you understand he's very much, I don't use tools in any way. I just purely work with spirit. Okay? Listen, I want to say he's talking about charges. Please, can I ask you what you mean by that, sir? Okay. Was there a member of the family connected or caught up, whether it was in wartime or I want to say like an explosion of some kind going back in your family, Melissa?
No.
Okay. I want to guide you to ask Mum or to ask within family. All the messages that Spirit gives, they will always be relevant. It's how we place them. And they're maybe not always for us, but somebody within our family circle or friendship circle. And I want to talk about trees. He's also showing me trees and somebody climbing trees. He's talking about a tomboy. I feel it was a girl, but quite tomboyish growing up, climbing trees.
My sister.
Okay. Did she fall and hurt her knee?
No, but I fell out of a tree when we were climbing and I hurt my back.
Okay. I'm seeing somebody land kind of on scuffing a knee, but he's showing me a tree. Okay. And I want to also, it's very relevant and it is a memory. So he's linking in the memory of you as children. Also, he's talking about Navy. So I feel I want to go back to the message that he was trying to bring forward. There's somebody within the family is connected to the Navy. And I feel that there is he's saying, yes, I'm not getting to finish it. He's saying about, yes.
Did you say
he's
the
talking
Navy?
about, yes.
That would be my mother's side of the family. Yes, they were in the Navy.
Yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad you could take, because Spirit will never lie, and everything they give us is true. We just have to place that. So I have to say he is talking, and he's showing me the memories of you growing up with the trees and the tomboyish. And he's giving me more because he wants you to verify. He wants to verify and validate who he is. So he talks about the Navy, but he also talks about there was an incident or a situation where there was some kind of explosion. And I feel it is connected to this gym. He keeps saying yes as I'm saying that. So I very much want to give that.
Well, he died in a car accident. Is that the explosion?
Was that like an explosion?
Well, I don't know about an explosion, but he did die in a head-on collision. My grandfather on my mother's side. And she was only 9, and so we're talking really, really early, like 1930s or early 40s.
He knows everything about you. He knows everything about you. He knows your thoughts. He knows how you feel. He can feel how you feel, and he knows what you're thinking of. He knows what you're doing. And when he visits, he's around Mum. He's around, family members. Although we might not know them, they know us inside and out. And I have to stress that I don't want to add anything to what he hasn't said. I want to give you the explosion because I know it's relevant. And I know he brought in the Navy because that was relevant to who he was. I also want to bring in grandmothers now coming forward, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, please. Okay, she is giving me flowers to give you, and she's calling them peace lilies, and she's going like this. Oh, you can't see me. I'm reaching my hands out to you, and she's giving me peace lilies to give to you. There's been a change in relationship. I also feel it between siblings. There's a change in relationship. She's waving her finger to me as if to say, she's trying to bring together. Does that make sense? I feel that there's disagreements between siblings. I love the way they chat. They're validating before I could even get your validations. So have you a brother, please?
A brother?
Yes.
My brother passed away. Both of them.
Yeah, that's so, okay. Because there's a brother coming forward, and I was wanting to make you aware that the brother was coming forward. Absolutely. So, Melissa, would you be happy for your brother to hold your hand?
Yes.
Okay, I don't need to know what hand it is, okay? You choose whatever hand you want, place it nice and relaxed on your lap, and I will help your brother hold your hand and pass whatever messages, okay? I want to say he's talking about a prankster. There's
what?
A trickster, like a prankster. He would have played jokes. He messes with the lights. Okay. Have you had to keep replacing bulbs?
Yeah.
Light. Okay. It's not. It's him. It's the younger brother. The older brother joins in sometimes, but the younger brother is quite mischief, and he's making the lights and affecting the bulbs. And they giggle as I'm saying that. They're very much wanting to get your attention, just for you to know they're there. So I'm going to link in, Melissa, and I'm going to link in with your brother and help you feel him in your hand, okay? And I'll pass whatever else he wants me to pass to you, okay? Okay, I want to talk about the month of June, and I want to talk about a birthday.
Okay. Birthday in June.
Yes. I want to talk about June, and I want to talk about a birthday. There's a celebration coming up. There's balloons. There's a birthday coming up. Not past. There's a birthday coming up.
Okay? My birthday's coming up, but it's not in June.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yes. I said there's a birthday. I want to talk about June. The month of June is relevant, but I also want to talk about a birthday that's coming up, not past. They're acknowledging. Okay, so they're acknowledging your birthday for you. Okay, and before I finish helping him, do you understand? He's talking about like milk bottles.
He's talking about what?
Milk bottles. I feel going back in time, and I'm going back to memories, back to childhood. I feel I want to talk about milk bottles. Did somebody take the milk or drink the milk before everybody else got it? There's a memory to do with the milk bottles that's very relevant. Okay.
Are you saying notebook?
Milk, MILK, milk. He talks about a memory with milk bottles.
Milk bottles. Okay.
Yes. Going back in time. It is very much a memory. And it's irrelevant because it was something that he did. And it's connected to the milk bottles. So it is. Okay, let me link in and let me help you hold your brother's hand, okay? Okay. Okay. So do you understand there's been a falling out within family, please? And I feel it's to do with the sister within the family. Okay. Do you understand I want to say both very alike, kind of very stubborn? Alike more than maybe you'd like to admit in certain ways and certain traits. But I have to say to you, grandmother is coming forward and asking you to amend. Life's too short. And sometimes it's over things that's not really important when we look at it in the grand scale of things. Does that make sense? Okay. So grandfather's talking about your hand, okay? Is your hand feeling like a lightness around it, please?
I'm not feeling anything really. I got my hand in my lap, like you told me to.
Okay. So if you just relax, Melissa, I can assure you, you will if you relax and allow. Sometimes we can be anxious, and sometimes we don't allow it in. So if you can relax, let me see now. I have to say to you, grandfather is with quite a lot of people up in spirit from the Navy. There's a lot of people who was lost very early on in their younger days, and they've all reunited. He's talking about a full squadron nearly, so he is. Okay, go ahead, please. Let's link in for Melissa. They explained to me that Mum went through quite a lot, is what they said, and it's careful I use the correct wording. Mum went through a lot of hardships, but she came through those, and they taught her an awful lot, and made her quite a strong person. Okay, do you understand, Melissa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to get the chance to do your physical for you. I do the physical phenomena, but you're welcome to join my live at 9 p.m. on TikTok. I'll be doing live mediumship, so I will. So your card before I finish, guys, Melissa, is this. It's Horus, and this is telling you that your thoughts really do create your reality. It's very important because what we think we do create, and I have to say, big change is coming your way, but look at all in a positive light and be grateful and say, do you know what, I'm excited because these are all for my highest good, and they will be. Trust. You think it, you believe it, you receive it.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 one Psychic Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for the Hallie Elise Show with Hallie Elise. Hallie Elise. Live from HallieElise.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Hallie Elise Show on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone. As always, I am delighted and excited to be here this evening. I always get a kick out of listening to the promos that go on before we go on air. Let's hear about England's phone number and Australia's phone number. And I just love the fact that we are everywhere. I mean, how cool is that? Modern technology, when it works, it's phenomenal. When it doesn't, not so much. I found it interesting the other day. I had gotten a survey about cars, specifically about not Tesla, but electric cars and what that would mean. And it's really funny because they were asking what would happen if you had that vehicle. What would be your thoughts on it? And it's funny because my intuition always goes to, well, if electric goes out, then there's a problem with the car. I mean, really think about this. It's an all-electric car, and not all of them, obviously. Some of them are gasoline and electric, which I think really is a better choice. But if our electric grid goes down, then what? You can't recharge your car. Unless, of course, you have some sort of, I guess, solar-powered thing that you can connect to and make it work for you. But I'm going to say, generally speaking, the idea of electric car is great. Tesla has some very unique models. And if you're wondering why am I starting off the show like this tonight, it's because really and truly, we have to listen to our own intuition. So for instance, if you're going to make a purchase and something says, just doesn't feel right, even though everything looks beautiful on the outside, even though you've got money in your pocket, even though you're ready to make a purchase, you have that little bit of intuition that's going, something's not right. It's very important to pay attention to. I can't tell you how many folks have said, oh, you know, I thought that, or I felt that, or, you know, I kind of had just an inkling that I shouldn't do that or I should do that. So I find it so fascinating when we have this wonderful inner guidance with us and we don't pay attention. That said, we have a caller on the line, Cookie from Massachusetts. Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm going to see if I can, pardon me, turn up the volume a little bit here. Something's a little cockamamie. Let's try that again. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good. That's much better. You were kind of off in a tunnel somewhere. It makes it a little difficult to talk that way. Okay. Did you have a particular question you wanted to address, or would you just like me to share whatever comes up for you? What would you prefer?
You can share whatever comes up, but I was curious on, I got 3 sons. I was wondering how they're doing.
Okay. It's funny because I have to make a comment here. It says you're from Massachusetts, but it doesn't feel like you're from Massachusetts. You're not born and raised there, are you?
Yeah, I am. I don't have my Boston accent.
Now, it's funny because I actually have family in that area, so I'm familiar with the accent. But so I'm wondering, and bear with me just 1 second here, because occasionally I hear something different than what I'm hearing. I know this sounds weird, but it's kind of like when you have a dream and you wake up and you think you're still in the dream. That said, I actually get a pull towards outside of the country. So this has to be connected, and I will get to your son, so bear with me 1 moment. This has to do with past life more than it does with present, because when you spoke, I was in again, a totally different place here. So I find this kind of fun. I'm just going to say, I feel as if you've had some affinities towards other things that aren't necessarily connected to your upbringing. So an example would be if, let's say, you loved Italian food, but you were raised in a Native American household. They don't really jive, you know? And yet you might find you're drawn to that other culture. And I feel like there's two in particular that are very strong with you. And I feel like, again, this is why what I heard was not what I actually heard. Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to suggest, sorry, and then I'll get back on track. What I wanted to suggest is maybe research a little bit. If you haven't done one of those family tree things on, I know there's a couple of different sites that give you your genetic background. Maybe do a little research. I feel like there's something there that would make you smile, something there that you're very connected to that you might not be fully aware of.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that said, now let's focus on the kids. Okay, so I don't get babies, like I don't get an infant and a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old. I feel like your children are a bit older. I feel like your youngest sometimes can be a cut up, you know, as in like funny. Not intentionally, but just is. I also feel like your youngest embodies a lot of emotion. You know, some people, they're just indifferent. That's not this kid. This kid has big heart, feels things deeply. If your youngest gets hurt, that kind of stays with them. Different from, I feel like your eldest, who can honestly brush things off when necessary. Not that there's not also a big heart, but handles things differently. And then your middle child, there is an irony here because I feel like your middle child is very different from the rest of the family. And moods change a lot with your middle child. Now, as far as how are they doing in respect to life and achievement and I'm going to say overall wellness, I'm going to go to your eldest first. And the feeling with your eldest is very bright, very capable, very much a go-getter at times. And at other times, it's really funny. It's kind of like, nope, I'm just going to sit back and relax and not do anything. But the skill set, the capability is very strong with your eldest child. There is I'll say a profound knowledge base that's just innate. It's not because of studying, but it's actually a natural gift there. It's like knowing more than they should have known even when they were real little. There's a couple of gifts there that are very predominant. And your eldest is...
Yeah, the eldest my eldest would like to go for his master's in his trade, and he's afraid to do it. He said, I don't know if I can pass it. I said, yeah, you can.
Oh my gosh. He's not recognizing his gifts. I mean, really and truly, for him to do this, it just simply means he needs to make up his mind. All kidding aside, and if you want to share with him, you can say the Weird Psychic online or on air said that he's really very gifted and very smart because he is. I feel like what keeps him from, at this moment, I still get massive success for him at this moment, what keeps him back a little is just confidence not being 100%, but it has nothing to do with his intellect and nothing to do with his ability. All he has to do is study content and he will pass. He will get his master's. I feel like he'll go on from there, but it's a little later down the line, meaning I don't get him getting the master's and then immediately following up with a next degree. To me, it feels as if he gets the master's and maybe it's 2 years, 3 years down the line, then he decides he wants more education. But there is definitely expansion, growth, and again, the ability to really do whatever he wants to do. What you might want to do with him... I'm sorry, go on.
You definitely see him passing his master's?
I do.
Okay.
What I'd like to suggest, if you would share with him, is before he goes in to do any of his tests, to sit down for a moment and envision himself doing with the test with ease. Like in his own mind, see himself doing the test and going, oh yeah, I know that. Oh, getting himself comfortable. I guess football players and people in sports think of themselves as getting hyped up, like they get ready for it. They're confident. But if you tell your son to be confident, that doesn't really do the trick. He needs to connect with how he feels, how he sees it. And I'm going to go back to what I said a moment ago, because he can be right on target and just do things immediately. And then he's got that opposite side that just like, no, I'm just going to sit back. Now's not to be that person who just sits back. Now's the time for him to really and truly focus his attention on what does it look like when he is in the midst of taking a test and he feels assured that he's got the right answers. What does it look like and feel like when he's sitting there and it's like a light bulb goes on in his head and he has the answers? Because again, I strongly feel like he passes. The only way that he could fail is if he stops himself. And what I mean by that is if he's in the midst of taking the test and he stops and he starts to analyze and he starts to get himself worked up, that is really the only way that he could fail.
Okay.
So again, if you can get him to do, I'm sorry, one more time.
That makes sense.
Okay. Good.
That definitely makes sense.
And, again, if you can just truly suggest to him that he sits down and he thinks about what it feels like if he envisions it happening. You might even want to ask him about when's the last time he did something that he was a little nervous about, but he did it and it happened. Doesn't matter if he was 5 years old or 15 years old or 20 years, whatever the age is, doesn't matter, but for him to connect with that energy of success. Like I said, the only way that he can fail is if he gets himself overwhelmed while he's doing it.
Okay. I will definitely tell him that.
Awesome. Now, as far as, let's go to the youngest. It's funny, I keep going from younger to older to younger, and then we're going to get back to your middle child. So when it goes to your youngest, that's good English, your youngest. Again, I get like, he's very funny a lot of times. I feel like there's just that inner gift of humor, which I also feel is a fail-safe sometimes when there's discomfort or anger. It's like pulling back on humor, which is a good thing. By the same token, for him, it's important that he starts recognizing that it's okay to genuinely share how he feels in comfortable ways. And what I mean by that is I almost get the sense that he doesn't reveal 100% of what's going on with him for fear of not being seen in the way that he wants to be seen. And yet he's such a nice soul. I mean, truly, he's a nice soul. He's got to get out of his own way as far as having any sort of concern about how other people see him, because it really doesn't matter. He really is a good soul. And he also will be successful, but it'll be a little different. I feel like with him, he dabbles in one thing and then it's like, oh, I changed my mind. And then he goes into a different direction. So I get them being stepping stones, and there shouldn't be worry attached to it. And so an example would be, for instance, let's say somebody goes to school for accounting and then they graduate and they go, oh, I think I want to be a lawyer. And you're like, well, wait, if you just finished accounting, what do you mean? He's going to put his hand in different things. And that's okay, because again, they're stepping stones. And ultimately, he ends up in the right place. I just feel like his, I'll say, process is a bit slower than your elder. But he also will do it's a little slower than your eldest, meaning like your eldest could go and just, as long as he's not feeling overwhelmed, can go boom, 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 make things happen. Your youngest takes a little longer to make things happen because he's got to check this out and he's got to check that out and he's got to experience this and touch that. Again, I get the word dabble.
He's looking to grow in his job. He's hoping that he gets this other job. Do you see him changing positions in his job?
I do, but I don't get it in the way that he thinks, because again, I'm getting dabbling in different areas. So here too, I'll give an analogy. It would be as if he just wants to grow to the next step, and what they might offer him is something a bit more complex. So I just get it being different than what he expects. And again, his growth is a little slower than your elder, but he is also...
He has to be comfortable in what he gets, because he's not sure of himself.
It's even bigger than not sure. It's, again, he wants to be seen in a certain light. So he needs, I'll rephrase this, he needs to be seen as competent. He needs to feel as if the people around him are understanding that he is worthy, and I am going to use the word worthy of what he's doing. Very important to him. With him, he just needs to allow himself to feel.
Do you think that will happen in this job?
I do. And again, it's just a matter of happening in a different way. So if he's, let's say, headed towards position A, he ends up getting position B or C. And again, it feels to me as if it's a little bit more complex than he expects, but I do feel like he'll do well.
Okay.
Let's go to your middle child, because I see we have somebody else on the line here. As far as your middle child, I just feel like this is somebody I just want to put my arms around and give them a big hug. Again, another nice soul, but I find it interesting that all three children have a hard time recognizing who they really are. All three of them are really strong, capable, bright beings on this planet, and yet they're not seeing themselves as they are. All three of them will grow into that, but it's going to be later down the line. Your middle child, though, I feel like is all about relationships. He is all about connection. And I get we're in July. Yes? Okay. July, August, September, October, November, December. So I'd say within the next 5 months, I get a lot of change with him on an emotional level. Anything having to do with relationships, that's changing. Once he moves beyond December, life gets easier. So you may want to pass that on.
Do you see him moving?
My overall impression with his move is it's what really will make his heart happy, but I feel like he hesitates at times because, again, connection with people that he cares about. He's ambiguous about making a major change and letting go of people. Please share with him that there is no wrong move for him. And again, once he moves beyond this 5-month period, there's like this light that shows up for him. All right, my friend?
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. And I know we have another lady on the line, and I'm sorry I didn't catch the name. Angela. Okay, from Arkansas. Very cool. Hi, Angela.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. Nice to connect. I've been looking at Arkansas. There's all sorts of amazing things there. A friend of mine just said, oh my gosh, have you ever seen the area? And I haven't. So you live in a special place from what I gather. There's supposed to be an energy vortex in Arkansas, which is very cool.
They call it the natural state, so yes.
They call it the natural state, did you say?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Because I just noticed some photos and, again, energetic grid, which is great. So that being in a place like that, it means that you can manifest quicker. It means that if you are stressed, you can go outside and create peace faster. It's as if the planet itself in that area supports you more. So again, very cool.
Uh-huh.
And did you have a specific question that you wanted to address?
I would probably say, do you see anything in the near future, or are there any messages? I guess maybe, or is there anything coming up? I don't know. Do you see anything? I'm kind of at a crossroads, I guess.
I was just going to say, it's funny when you said, are you seeing anything? I feel like when it comes to moving forward in your world, things are going to do a whole 360. It's as if the universe at large is going, it's time. Let's do this. And it's so funny to me because I keep getting this sense of combination of being a wild child and being a traditionalist at the same time, which is kind of hard to do. But that tells me that you have a very creative spirit. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I said, yeah, you're right.
Okay. So that part of you that is the wild child, that creative spirit wants to go and explore and do. But then there's that part of you that, again, is more traditional and is more pragmatic. What I'd like to suggest, for the moment at least, is tell that pragmatic part of yourself to be quiet. Sit down for just a moment and be quiet and start tapping into that explorer part of yourself. Because we're in July, yes, August, September. I'm going to say September, October starts a new cycle for you. And it's going to run all the way through till, I'm going to say June of next year. So think from end of summer going into fall, all the way to beginning of June next year, where it's going to basically be magic time for you. If you get out of your head and you don't if you don't overanalyze, you will find that all sorts of wonderful things just start popping up. So to me, it's kind of as if you open an envelope and somebody, and you haven't seen for forever, they sent you a nice card, but in there is a check because they were thinking about you and they had some extra money and they thought maybe you'd like to have it. Or you go to walk outside and the neighbor comes over and says, oh, listen, I've got the guy doing my yard. I'd like to do yours for you too if you want. Just serendipitous, happy, nice pleasantries taking place in your world. And I feel like when I get major confirmation on that, so that's good. I get the sense that, again, this period that you're going into really has to do with sweetness in your life. And that means you should dive in there and just go and do. And I'm not saying don't take care of what you have to. We all have certain responsibilities that we have to look after and take care of.
Right.
But the overall impression is, if your gut says at 11:30 at night, go to the grocery store, and you think, well, that's silly. Why would I go to the grocery store at 11:30 at night? Go anyways. Because if you do, you'll either find something that you've been looking for that they didn't have, and all of a sudden they brought it back and there was only 2 of them that you could get. Or it could be you're going to meet somebody who is just an amazing person that you will welcome into your life. But I just get, again, this period of time here as being stupendous for magic to happen. The other thing about this time period is you working on forgiving you a little bit. I feel like you hold old wounds, old injuries, for lack of a better way to say it, a little too much. It's like if you think back, you can bring up all the feelings that are attached. And I feel like at this moment, it's really good for you to work on letting go of, whether they were intentional or not, other people causing you. Because I get the sense that a minute amount was intentional. The rest was unintentional, and yet still had a big impact on your heart.
Right.
But this is the time to start saying, I'm going to let go and let God. I'm going to just take a deep breath and release all of this so that I can take my good, because it's my turn. And the other thing here is to really focus on, you give value to other people. You do good for other people. You need to start seeing that you're entitled to have the same. And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, you never have any good in your world. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you habitually over the years have given out a lot more than you've accepted. It's time to start accepting.
No, I've said the same thing. I've exactly said that.
Okay. So then if you're in agreement, and if you're comfortable with what I'm about to say, I would light a white candle. And as I light the white candle, I would just focus on the fact that I'm connected to the divine. And because of that, I do good in this world. And I'm open to receiving good in this world. And just make sure the candle burns all the way down. And every time you walk by it, kind of think that same thing. I'm connected to the divine. I'm connected to God and the universe. And
I do good in this world, and I'm now open to receiving my good in this world. I feel like it will expedite your results, but also it will make it easier for you to let go of those previous hurts. And things connected with women in your world, and it feels like specifically mom, there feels like something that's old, that's been sitting there. It's definitely time to say, you know, it's okay. I'm going to just release it. You are not the same as she, and vice versa. And I know you know that intellectually, and yet I get this, I'll call it a pulse, an energy, a frequency around you that kind of interferes at times with your ability to care more for you. You know the old saying about we can't love anybody else, we love ourselves?
Yeah, yes, exactly, yes.
Okay. That's where I'm coming from with this. So recognize that you really have to be okay with you so that all the good that I am feeling right on the precipice here is going to come to you and you actually accept it. Because, you know, you can have something beautiful and lovely in front of you and say, no, thank you. It's no longer time for that. It really is time to start saying, it's okay. I deserve it. I'm entitled. I'm allowed. And just start saying thank you. And maybe even in your head, when the good starts to come, say, thanks, one more, please. Or I'm good with this. I'll take another. Something that you can joke about in your own head, but that lets you see that you're open to having more.
Yeah.
And the other part here is, it's so funny to me how many people into this.
Well, I want to tell you a kind of a funny story really quick. That's not, it's not funny at all, but it's a really good point.
Okay.
I have an eye disease and I'm in the process of losing my vision, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I tell people that Amazing Grace, the story has totally changed my meaning of that story, because I used to think, oh, I can get my vision back. I can, the blind can see. But now I see totally differently. I don't see with my eyes. I see with my heart. I don't judge with my eyes. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, yes. It makes so much sense. But this is why.
And it's almost like it's different. I can get a vibration like from my hands because I feel differently. I feel it's different how you feel. You don't feel with your hands. It's almost like you feel the energy.
Right. And so that brings me full circle to what I said before, which is loving you and being in that space of gratitude for yourself, because the rest of it doesn't really matter.
Right.
You're on the right path.
Well, I agree
You're on the
with
right.
you.
I'm sorry, say that one more time, hon.
I said, I agree with you totally.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. And I know you have beautiful things coming. Be open to it. Okay?
Thank you. You just confirmed me and made me feel a lot better.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I love when that happens. Confirmation's good. I thank you. Have a wonderful week.
Absolutely. So, thank you so much, too. And you have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. If you'd like to reach me, feel free to go to my website, HallieEliza.com. You can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn or all the lovely different social media that there is out there. And of course on A1R radio, right? Okay, folks, I'm so glad that you tuned in this evening. I will have a guest on the first week in August, somebody that's been on before. I'm sure you'll enjoy him again. And then next week, we'll have more readings. So once again, thank you.
Psychic Radio Network and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to have got, again, a lot of cards that have fallen out. I always shuffle my cards before the show, and I've got a lot of cards that have fallen out here, so I want to get through everything so I can give everything to the caller. Now, as you would know, if you've tuned in before, I do a 3-card pull for the collective. Please take whatever resonates with you and just leave what doesn't. Sometimes you just need to hang on to the message. It might come up for you further down the track, okay? So, so you can have a quick second to tune into 1, 2, or 3. Now, if you've tuned into card 1, this is the first card. I don't know how clear that is, okay, but the card is unfolding. And it's about like finding the balance between your spiritual life, your physical life. And the message on here is access to greater opportunities opening up for you slowly. You're growing as you learn more and keep expanding, all right? So just trust your instinct and any messages you get, you know, like during any quiet time. The card that came up to support this is energy activation, and that's just asking, connecting to your divine spirit, and that through meditation or prayer. Okay, so you know, I could hear when I pulled the cards, I could hear my guides saying ask and receive, and slowly you'll understand. So the more you tune into spirit, the better you will get at reading the messages and knowing what to do with the messages as you get them. Okay, and it's also, if you're on a part of that part of yourself where you're developing or choosing to develop more, focusing on your spiritual development, it's about letting go as well. That's part of your journey here as well. If you have tuned into the second lot, the first card is courage. All right, I'll quickly read that out for you. Ask what you are afraid of so you can overcome what's holding you back now. There are leadership opportunities for the taking. And the card that comes with that is the balance card. And juggling too many things at once, find time for yourself. Okay, now the messages from a guide to come along with that is not to doubt yourself, whether it's promotions, pay rises, more responsibility, even if you want to relocate with work, if a company has more than one location. This also comes if you're needing assistance with the home and you've got too much to do, you know, like don't exhaust yourself. You know, my guide is like delegate. Be happy and delegate. All right. You know, you can't do everything. Find time for yourself. All right. Otherwise, you won't be able to do everything. Okay. If you've picked card 3, it's come up with relationships and awakening. Now, with the relationships, this is especially focusing on whether you're interested in a work relationship or in the office, attraction to somebody there. Okay, I'll read what's here. Business partners, office love affairs, and communication with co-workers, and highlighted now. Make choices with extreme care, and the card that comes with it is awakening, a realization, shift, or discovery. All right. Now, my guide is saying if you do connect with somebody at work, that's great. However, there is a but, because if things go pear-shaped, you want to be sure that your job is still secure. All right. So maybe if it's the boss, it might not be a great idea. Or if your job is secure, she's like, go for it and happy days. But if there's a risk there, you need to weigh things up as to whether you want to go down that road. All right. Now, I've got my caller. I believe I have Jeanette on the phone. How are you, Jeanette?
Hi.
How are you?
Hello. I'm doing well. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How can I help you today?
Hoping for a little maybe career guidance and then love guidance.
Okay, all right. As I said in the beginning, I had some cards that were flying around everywhere as I was shuffling and getting ready for the show. I'm just going to have a quick look at those for a sec. Are you in a relationship, or you've just coming out of a difficult relationship, or your relationship's been difficult?
No, ma'am, I'm single. I've been single for a while.
Okay, all right. Because I've got a lot of cards here. I feel like you're very intuitive, and I see you as like a very warm, loving, and also spiritual person. And I'm also being told that you're happily single at the moment. Does that make sense for you? Okay.
Yes, spot on.
Yeah, and I feel like the past relationship was not good at all for you, and possibly, like there was a lot of loss there, and you had the choice of whether to stay or go. Does that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay, because was this person, did they have like addictions? It could have been, the standouts of alcohol, drug, or, being manipulative, anything like that really weighed heavily into the relationship that caused the drama and the extreme emotions and that.
Not addiction, just his personality and mine. We were misaligned, yeah.
Okay, all right. Because Spirit, I was wanting to tap in on that. You're saying you're single. How long have you been single for?
I dated someone for a few weeks. This was about a year ago, but other than that, I've been single for 2 years, year and a half.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see what else is coming up for you. I do see, are you looking for a job? Because I'm seeing you looking for a job. So either you're looking for a job or looking for something else. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to take my real estate exam, and then I want to go to school for massage therapy after that.
Yeah, because I see you with a lot of choices moving ahead, all right? And my guide is like, keep moving forward. She doesn't want you to just like do one thing and just settle for that, because she's showing me that you can just keep going and going and going and keep bettering yourself financially. Does that make sense for you?
Yes, 100%.
Okay. I do have a card here that is, I'll show it, or you can't see it at the moment, but if you play the show back, it is a married card, and this fell out, all right, for you. So I do feel like there is somebody coming that will have deep feelings for you, and it'll be a new love, and it'll be a love that you can trust. But my guide is saying not yet. sort this part of yourself out. Focus on being financially secure and where you want to be. Once you get all that going, you don't have to do everything, but as long as you get yourself in a happy place with that, you'll feel more secure with yourself. She doesn't want you to be stuck or dependent on anybody financially. And she wants to say again. So I don't know if that's happened in the past. Does that make sense for you?
What was that about the past?
Not to be financially dependent on anybody. And she used the word again. So I'm just wondering whether you were financially dependent on somebody in the past.
No, never. I've always been very independent financially.
All right. Okay, well, just make sure that you're financially dependent when you are in a relationship with this particular person. I am seeing that this person is she's going from soulmate to twin flame, because it can be both. All right, there will be a very deep connection with this person. Okay, and there will be they will make you, they will give you the confidence to allow time for yourself to, they will help you love yourself. They'll be nurturing towards you and caring towards you. And my guide is saying, this is where you need to go. There'll be blockages from anyone else that comes in between, will not allow anyone else to sort of ruin that. Do you know anybody in spirit? I'll just go there very quickly. That is a female, could be mother or grandmother, that liked country music or lived in the country area?
Yes, I have a grandmother who was from Texas.
Okay, all right. Well, she's come through, and I just give you some quick messages. She wants that I wrote down. She wants you to tell you that everything will be fine. Not to worry too much. And she's saying, be proud of yourself. Keep your head up high. And she's focusing on your posture. So I don't know if you've been slouching or anything, or if she was big on that, but she's showing me that she liked singing and dancing and like country sort of music and that. And she's also saying, don't tell everybody your secrets. All right? She's like, shh. Okay, does all that make sense for you?
Somewhat. I'm pretty much a loner.
Yeah, okay. Well, just keep that in mind, okay? Because she was very big on that. So if you meet somebody, don't, be tempted. Okay.
Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Sacred Insight with Andrea Baker. Live from mindbodynourished.etsy.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites. websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Sacred Insight on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Well, welcome to Sacred Insights on A1R Psychic Radio. I'm your host, Andrea Bacon, where I love to talk about all things having to do with spirituality, psychic, energetics, and the moon. So we have the full moon in Capricorn that we're building up to. So it's closely connected to psychic and intuition. It is about uncovering what is hidden, bringing to light the unseen. So since we're building up to the second full moon in Capricorn in a row, it is a blue moon, basically, I think is what is considered to be a blue moon. And it gives us a chance to work on releasing something twice, since full moons are about releasing. And each moon phase is connected to your rising sign and the house that your rising sign is in. And so whatever that has to do with you personally is going to be where it will be affecting you, at least there, if not in other places, but that's kind of the main concept of it. So you can check the house your rising sign is in and see what that house represents. Now, it is a time to look into what area of life needs an emotional detox. That's just something that is really good when it comes to full moons in general. And if you're resisting releasing this, maybe holding on too tight to it, you can do some shadow work around that. Now, I pulled some cards for us, and I first pulled a crystal card from the Crystal Spirit Oracle deck, which is right here. And we got watermelon tourmaline. So the meaning is seeing the perfection in the moment. Allow your inner peace and natural state of joy to support you. The universe is here to guide you, and remember that unconditional love is ever present for you by the universe. So allow bliss to radiate outward, and don't sweat the small stuff, and simply be present. So maybe that is all we need to do to be able to let go and release resistance or release what it is that is affecting you. Just allowing the joy, the enthusiasm, and the optimism to be present just by acknowledging it. You know, that's actually our natural state of being. So we acknowledge that you have the ability to co-create with the universe, with the divine, and don't get distracted by drama. It keeps you from the present moment awareness. It's not easy, but that's just something to be mindful of. Well, it can be easy. I shouldn't just say it's not easy, but it can be easy. We can allow things to be easy as well. But your power lies in the present moment, and which helps life to become clearer and brighter in every moment. Now, I also pulled some cards from a Life Purpose Oracle deck. So, let's see. Okay. The first one was author. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be experienced. Make the time to write. But then I also asked for another card, and it came out books. This happens to me all the time when I pull cards, but I know I don't pull them on camera a lot of times because I need to get everything written out a lot of times ahead of time. But this is what came out. And so some of you, this is talking about actually teaching, whether you are an actual teacher or there was somebody like a mentor. So I was picking up for some people, a female loved one in your life that was either a mentor, like a grandmother, a teacher, or a guide. And they're around you at this time. So your soul is a teacher though. And you have gained so much knowledge and wisdom over lifetimes, your soul's journey, that you had some type of role model who also helped bring this back up for you in this lifetime. And they sparked a curiosity or a love of learning and a love of also reading for some of you. And I was hearing that it is about embracing your divinity, is what the angels were coming through with saying. Much of society is programmed to think that we're not worthy, and especially females. So it's time to unlearn that. These are outdated mindsets and align to what is empowering you. Like, you have this message to share with the world, with this book's and author message here. And this is something that is true to you. So it is about your authenticity. It's about what lights you up and that joy that sparks within you to be able to emanate out to whoever it is meant to touch. As always, we teach by example, so there's no need to go out and try and find people to necessarily assert certain things towards. Not everyone is for us, and that's okay. That's fine. It's as it should be, actually. So, no surprise when I pulled an angel card and got the throat chakra. So the angels are helping you speak your truth in a loving way. So I was feeling this message was talking about, be in alignment with your truth. It's about people pleasing. It's not as easy to do that. If you're people pleasing, it's really hard to be in alignment with your truth. But it will be okay to go ahead and speak up. I'm feeling somebody needs to do that. They're worried that it's going to create a problem or, lovingly, like the card was saying. But it's okay, if it is your truth, it's not wrong. And sometimes, a different perspective is needed. So even if the other party doesn't necessarily understand, sometimes that is important and needed to do. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's see. I'm getting a call on my phone. I'm not sure if it's messing up with my camera or not. Okay, so having that new perspective is, needed at this time. When we have we have some shadow messages. We were talking about shadow work a minute ago. So we have artificial heart and masquerade, and these also have to do with authenticity. So, they're both having to do with not being able to express yourself, because of the patterns, and to speak up for yourself or to do what you are, feeling called at that time. So this is more about fitting in and people pleasing, and Spirit is saying that we can release, and maybe with this full moon, that's what it's about, and stuff in our heart space as well, that's keeping us in that resistance, in the resistance mode. What's been blocking our connection to self and softening of the heart. And it might be able to help you get in touch with your inner teenager, actually, with some stuff with the teenagers is coming up with these cards. But I'm feeling like there's some recommendation, not specific books but just in general, looking for some spiritual books out there that will really help you with all of this. Okay, and then we've got seek enlightenment and pursue your spiritual growth. So learning about the spiritual concepts, releasing the old paradigms that aren't serving you, that have held you back, kept you in people-pleasing mode, and that type of thing. And having a practice, of meditation and an energy practice. So a good and basic routine, and it doesn't take very long out of your day, because I know everybody is really busy, but and a lot of you might do this already, but grounding your energy daily helps you to be in your body and in your own energy. It really helps you to not be scattered. I don't know about you, but some people will go around, and I've done this myself, knocking things over or just being, like not really seeing stuff around you. That's when you're being scattered. You're not being in your energy, and you're not being really connected to the earth. Grounding really does make a difference. I used to be kind of skeptical with all of this kind of stuff until I started doing it. So I definitely can say it does make a difference in how you feel, your thoughts, how you deal with things that come about through your day. But being connected to your energy is really important to do. And just as well as doing chakra meditations, she's got all of her energy lit up. Okay, we are a rainbow of energy. Our chakras are the rainbow, and that is something that will help you with your attuning your spiritual abilities, is clearing out those chakras and activating those chakras. And you can get that stuff on YouTube. But anyway, I was also wanted to mention that I am offering intuitive coaching sessions. They are going to be on Zoom, and they involved me using my intuitive skills and spiritual teachings that I have cultivated over the years to help you on your journey of personal and spiritual development. So if you're feeling stuck or unclear about your next steps in life, my coaching sessions will help you unlock your inner wisdom and intuition, and help provide you with tools and support needed to guide you back to your authenticity, to your truth. And we have the ability to live the life that we desire. And sometimes we just need to go deeper into conversations, into expansion. And, we can help break free from patterns, things from the past, stuff you might be still carrying around with you from relationships, and let go of any of those burdens you might be carrying with you. And just know that you can transform your life. So that is listed in my shop if you're interested. But anyway, have a great week, and thank you so much.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Your Time to Shine with Julie Yeager-Walker. Live from Wings of Souls with Julie.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Your Time to Shine on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy that you are here this evening. I hope tonight finds you all well. So, what are you all doing right now? I had to pull a card tonight for some of you out there, all of you. I was just feeling the calling to do that. So, I did before the show. I picked a card for all of you out there listening tonight. And it is from an angel deck, and the card is Isaiah. And it says, "It is a good time to give birth to new ideas and situations in your life. I'm watching over you, guiding you, and protecting you during these changes." Wow. So some of you out there are going through some really big changes. Things that you have been wanting to put into motion. Now is the time to do it. Have you been feeling that calling, that little itch of, okay, I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm supposed to be putting something in motion. It's time to stop the procrastination and actually get up and do that now. It is the perfect time. So if you're hearing me right now and you're listening to the show and you're thinking, I wonder if that means me. Absolutely, it does. If it even remotely sounds like this is something that you have been waiting to hear or that you have been waiting to do, this is actually the time to do it. This is spirit and guides saying, yes, move forward and go forward and do these things because now is the time. There's been a lot of preparation going on in the background. You may have been even a little bit antsy and wondering if this was ever going to start. You've been planning and planning. So this is your moment. This is that time to do that. And all of the orchestration in the background for, your loved ones and guides to put this forward is, has now come. All this back planning, and it's fantastic. So whether that be doing something at home, working on a craft, working on a hobby, possibly maybe you're looking for, a new job. It could be anything. If this is reaching you and it is feeling like, wow, she is talking to me right now, then take action on that. Take action on whatever it is that you have been putting on the back burner, preparing, because now is the time to do that. If you've heard me speak in the past about group readings, I had someone ask me about group readings last week, and I say, I always tell those who are in the group that if it sounds like the person coming through, if it sounds like your loved one coming through with a message and it resonates with you, it most definitely is. And this is no different. If this message is resonating with you, then it is most definitely for you. So know that, Isaiah in this card is protecting you during all these changes, because sometimes change can be a little unsettling, a little unnerving. And knowing that you have the backing of your guides and your loved ones so that you can move through whatever it is that you need to move through to accomplish this goal, that is great. It's time for you to move through that and get to it. So what is it that you all out there have been procrastinating on, that you've been waiting for the right time? I can't wait to hear what you all have to say. So move forward with it now. The time is perfect. And with that, we're going to go to the phone lines because we have a caller waiting right now. We have Tiffany in Manitoba, Canada. Good evening, Tiffany, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hello, thanks.
Hi. How are you doing this evening?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. What can I help you with this evening?
Just had wondered about anything on like jobs, money, family health kind of thing.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, let me just take a moment here, Tiffany, to tune in to see what your guides and loved ones have to say. And then I will be right back with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Tiffany. So the image that they keep bringing me is someone counting. It's like you're counting. You're drawing the lines, and you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and you go across all of the other marks to go 5, and then you start again. It's like you're counting. And it feels like this is relating to your job that you have. And so I'm not sure what you're counting, because they're not showing me what that is. They just keep showing me you marking off, striking things off. In this process of, so are you in accounting or some type of payroll or something like that?
No, right now I'm just a stay-at-home mom, but I've been stressing about money lately. So
Okay. So you're doing the counting thing.
Yeah.
I'm checking in to see what they are saying about the counting. Hold on. So the other image that they're bringing to me right now is counting on someone. And what they're showing me is for you to be able to count on you. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, kind of.
For you to be the one that counts on yourself, because it feels like there's part of you that is feeling like you can't do this. You can't move forward. You can't do this anymore. And so it's about being and believing in who you are and your abilities to be able to do this.
Okay.
They're showing me almost like a going out and doing like a part-time job, right? That brings in a little bit of income, but also gets you out into your community and gives you that. It's like this feeling of, I feel like there's this feeling of restlessness with you right now. You love what you do, right? You love being a stay-at-home mom. You love being with your kids and teaching them. But there's a part of you that also needs to be outside of the house. And so, they're bringing back this counting again, like you're counting your days, counting things in your life. And so getting out and doing something outside of the household is going to shift you and be able to bring in this different feeling and kind of settle down that restlessness that you're feeling right now.
Okay.
Hold on just a second. They're bringing me in with something with numbers. So it's interesting. There's a lot with counting and a lot with numbers with you right now. So let me see if I can figure out exactly what it is they're trying to bring through. It's the image that they're showing me is that they're showing me you sitting around with your children and doing counting exercises. You're counting things, you're teaching them, and it's this moment of having that time and that space with them right now, which is also something that you are craving. It's like in a different way. It's being in a different way than you are with them right now. Um, putting the responsibility aside a little bit and being able to go out and laugh and run around with them, and do things with them. And that also is going to help bring through this feeling of, to release that feeling of restlessness. And it's going to ground you, to be able to get out and to have that laughter and that fun and almost bring out the kid in you, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
Okay. They're showing me you teaching other people things that you have learned along the way. It's almost like teaching. What they're showing me is like teaching other groups of students different aspects of. It's almost like I'm seeing like extracurricular activities, like art, or theater or something. It's like they're showing me that you have these talents that can be shared with others in other ways. And so, and then it's another way to kind of bring out that creativity in you and getting involved with your community.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Me and my girlfriend are thinking of getting into doing like a facial line together. So,
Okay.
yeah, it does actually.
Okay. Well, wow, there's your part-time job.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, it's about you being in that creative aspect. And that's kind of what you're missing right now. Because you are so focused on your home and your family, this something will give you a little bit of joy and enjoyment, and something just a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay. And the counting thing, like I used to work at a bank, and I was actually just thinking a couple days ago, I'm like, oh, maybe I should get another job there.
Oh,
it's kind of funny that you bring that up. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe it could, because I was thinking, oh, maybe I should start working back there. So
okay, that makes
that. So
yep, that makes total sense.
I actually just said that to my husband tonight. So
okay, there you go. Yeah, definitely look into that. Because like I said, there's something they kept bringing up, counting. So obviously if you worked at a bank, you had to count out money, right? At the end of the day, or even during the day, depending on what your job entailed. So I would definitely look into something like that as the means of a part-time job, or maybe it turns into a full-time job. So check that out and see if that actually resonates with you again.
Okay. Oh.
I'm actually getting a very big yes on checking into the bank. So, yeah, I would look into that.
Okay.
What was one of your other questions?
Just family health.
Family health. Okay. Is this like immediate family, like you and your kids, or is there somebody else?
Okay. Yeah, me, my kid, husband, and parents, I guess.
Okay.
Anything.
It's interesting. It almost feels like I'm kind of like seasick, like my stomach is kind of all over the place. It doesn't feel good. It's almost upset, like to the point of like maybe throwing up. But they're showing me that this is more of the feeling that you're feeling, that there's something off, that there is something not right. And I'm hearing that your instincts are correct. To that going with your gut.
That's interesting because the last few days I've been feeling like that. So crazy.
Feeling kind of not nauseated.
Yeah,
and like
nauseous. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I've been seeing lots of specialists and stuff, but they don't see anything wrong. So I don't know what's going on.
It feels like to me, it's like this nervousness or this feeling, this overwhelming feeling of something bad's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like it's more of that for you, rather than there being
anxiety.
Yeah, it's like an anxiety feeling of something happening. And I'm hearing that you're feeling the world around you. Not necessarily specific to your family, that you're feeling other people's anxiety about life in general, right? There's a lot of unknowns for a lot of people right now. And it's like you're feeling that piece of it. So when you start feeling that piece of it, just kind of sit with that for a minute and say, thank you for showing me this, but this is not mine. And please release it from me now. And see if that changes how you're feeling. Because it feels like there's a lot of weight on your shoulders, like the weight of the world. And it feels like it's becoming to a point where you're getting anxious over everything. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because what they're showing me right now is that there's nothing to be concerned about.
Okay.
I keep hearing it's all internal. And when I say it's all internal, what they're showing me is that it's just the emotional body of yours reacting. Okay. They're not showing me anything else right now. Are there any other questions that you have this evening?
No, that is great. Oh, about the money thing, I had said about my finances, kind of where we're at financially.
Mm-hmm. The song that's coming into my head right now is "The Future's So Bright, I've Got to Wear Shades." So I'm taking it from that. that things are going to start shifting for you. And, you looking into maybe going back to the bank, maybe doing a facial line with a friend of yours, that, these are all things that are coming in for you that are going to help bring in extra income and streams of money, which is going to help your financial situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. It feels like things are going to, if things are going to turn around for you and go in the right direction, in the direction that you have been hoping it would go into, if that makes sense.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Was there anything else that I can help you with this evening?
No, that's great.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling in this evening. I sure appreciate it.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate you too.
Have a great night.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Melinda, who is in Maine. Good evening, Melinda, and welcome to Your Time to Shine.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
All right. What can I do?
I've never
I'm sorry, go
had
ahead.
a reading, so
Oh, okay. This is your first time. Well, this is exciting. Do you have a specific question for me?
will my life get better?
So let me is there like a certain aspect that you're looking to find, or are you just meaning in general?
Probably just in general. I'm in rehab right now. I just want to know if this is the last time I'll be here.
Okay. Okay, Melinda, let me just check in to see what your loved ones and guides have to say, and I'll be right back with you, okay? There'll just be a moment of silence here as I do that. Okay. Okay, Melinda. So what I am getting very, very strongly is that you are in a much better place than you have been in the past, and it's really up to you and how you choose. You have a lot more support than you also have had in the past. So all of those things are adding up to really good things, right? And for you to realize that you have those things in your path right now. Because before you felt like you were just kind of alone and doing this on your own. And now you're realizing that there are others out there to help you. There are others that you can lean on. And so your guides are telling you, do lean hard on those who have reached out to you and said, I support you. I will help you through this. Because those are the ones who really care about you, who really care about your well-being. And I'm being shown that you can get through this, but you have to be able to put your mind to that and say, absolutely, I am going to do this. I am going to triumph and get past this. So
I hope so.
You've done the right thing by asking for help and reaching out for help, right? That is the biggest step. That was the first step, they're saying. The second step is to continue to reach out for help, because where they're showing me like you've reached out for help before, but then you feel like you get abandoned by people and by those in your life. And then you slowly kind of slip back. And so they're saying when you start feeling that, start reaching out to those people who said, I am here for you. And I am here to help you, okay? Because they're the ones that are going to stand by you and continue to push you forward.
Right. I do have a great support right now.
Yes. Yes. They're showing me you do have a great deal of support. And it's a matter of, you need to understand too, that asking for help and getting that support is not a weakness. Okay? This is not something that you can just say, I'm doing this on my own. Yes, you can do this on your own, but right now you need the support. And that's the biggest thing for you, is to realize that you don't have to prove anything to anybody except yourself in asking for help. Okay? Yeah. You have a great deal of strength in you. So use that strength, okay? Yeah. I'm being shown the hard part is behind you. You've taken that first step of the hard part.
Yeah, that was the hard part.
Exactly. And look how strong you are for doing that. So congratulations. You should be very proud of that. Melinda, we're coming down to... I'm sorry?
I think I'm not getting any younger. It's getting really old.
Yeah, it's time for you to start living your life in the way that you want to live it. And Melinda, we're coming down to the last couple seconds of our show, so I want to say thank you for calling in and best of luck to you. I know that you're going to get through this.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. I hope you've all had an incredible week. It has been an interesting week of events that we've had with that conjunction that we had with Mars and Uranus. So it's been very interesting. So this week, what we've got coming up, the main thing is we do have the full moon that's in Capricorn. That's happening on the 21st of the 7th at 8:17 p.m. That is my time here in Sydney. So with this full moon that we've got in Capricorn, we do have some positive elements or aspects with this moon. We've got the moon trying Mars. We've also got trying Uranus. We have a sextile happening to Neptune. It is very close to Pluto, but doesn't quite conjunct Pluto. There is a square to Chiron, which is the only sort of square that it's got negative. But with this full moon that we've got going on here, if you're someone that gets sort of feeling emotional comes to the moon, this won't be an emotional full moon because it's in Capricorn. So Capricorns are an emotional sign. They more keep their emotions in. For a Capricorn, the typical Capricorn will be like crying is like a weakness to them. They don't cry. They get along with things. They just pick up the pieces. They keep going. If something gets them down, they'll just, okay, that's happened to me and I've got to move on. So those are the sort of feelings that might be coming up for you during this full moon. It's also with Mars. It's actually Mars is moving into Gemini with this full moon. So it's going to be a jam-packed Mars here. So it's giving you the energy, the motivation, the emotionally charged energy here to be able to go forward, do what you have to do. Also, we're dealing with Capricorn is also about endurance, as I'm saying, getting things done. There could be some unexpected emotions also coming up, but that will be, again, it's a positive aspect too. And the trine with Neptune will be that I always see that you're seeing through the corruption, because we deal with corruption with Capricorn, or someone trying to manipulate you or pull the wool over your eyes, you're able to see through that as well. Also, we've got the other transits that we've got during this time. We do have Mercury, which is going to be squaring Mars and squaring Uranus. So that's this week can bring about some unexpected news that you might hear that might not be as positive. But at the same time, we've got here the Mars, the Mars square, so Mercury square Mars as well. So with that can bring about, I feel like you're not going to want to hear what people, especially during this full moon, you might not hear what people have to say. If people are sort of whinging or they're whining, you might not want to hear that. It's going to be about them having to move on and wanting them to move on. Or people might be getting your nerves. There could be some bit of conflict with that after the full moon. We have a sextile coming up here also with Venus and Jupiter. That's quite good luck when it comes to relationships and also finances too. So that's a positive aspect that we've got coming up this week ahead. Plus, we've also got a try when it comes to Mercury and Chiron, and later and on we'll have a try with Venus to Chiron. This is helping with healing sort of old wounds or things that are causing you a bit of distress. It's giving you a bit of healing there and helping you to get through that this week. So it is going to be another interesting week ahead that we have. But Mars in Gemini is really motivating you and helping you to sort of network or learn something new or to gain more knowledge. But it's also helping you be more motivated, being more social, wanting to go out more, wanting to just be able to talk to other people and really get into a mix of things. But it's really helping you to get what you need to get done and who you need to partner with or who you need to connect with into getting that done as well. So that's what we've got coming up ahead in this week. I've got here my notes here. Could be exposed, or corruption could be exposed with this full moon. I feel it's also going to bring up boundaries and protection, karma and people's shortcomings maybe also coming up. There could be some stuff with government, law and order. That's what the Capricorn rule. Things are sort of black and white, we've got restriction. Could be about restriction and control. Could also be coming up with this full moon ahead. Not wanting to let go of things. Looking at the past. Like a voice of reason, and it also dealing with ego because we've got these planets that are in Theo there too. So let's go to the caller. So we've got here, is it Mona, who's in California? Hi, how are you going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Okay, so how can I help you today?
I just was interested in a reading.
Yeah, anything specific?
Relationship.
Okay, sure. Let's have a look here. Okay. I've also got a man with me as well, who I feel like has passed over. I feel like it's either a grandfather or father. I don't know with father. Has your father passed over as well?
No.
He's with us? Okay. Maybe grandfather. I can see a man. He does have hair. He's got, it's more like white hair, but he has hair. He's very proud. He's very slim. I see him as a slim build, but he's very, very nice man. He's also wearing slacks and a knitted jumper. He's like to wear I feel comfortable shoes too. I do feel like he likes his home as well. And he feels comfortable being at home too. I kind of feel like he's on your dad's side of the family. Does that sound like anyone that you know?
No.
Okay, all right. Let's go forward. You might remember later. I feel like it's on your dad's side of the family because I keep on hearing dad, and I just feel like it's on your dad's side of the family. I also feel like he also knew how to use a gun too, or he was in the forces. Okay, let's have a look. Relationships. I'm hearing it's too soon, so I feel like something about this relationship is too soon. But we're also looking to the future. I feel like I'm looking into the future with this as well. I'm trying to look ahead. I can't see where the future is going with it too. I do feel like that I'm picking up a gentleman around you, and I do feel like that he does love you, but he doesn't see eye to eye with you. Also, I feel like there's this aspect of wanting to be in charge, wanting to be the boss. I want to be the boss too. Okay. It's kind of like you're to pick up the pieces with this as well. I feel like this relationship is going ahead. I feel like we're staying in this relationship. I don't see it ending, even though it might not be exactly what you're looking for. I'm hearing stay, so I feel like this relationship is staying ahead. I do feel like there's a thing about also like trust is coming up here as well, and there's an unsure and easy thing. But I do feel like with this person, they're trying to show you that you can trust them, or there's like they're also begging for forgiveness too with them. There's money's coming up here too, so I feel like there's something about money or finances or who has enough money too. There's a battles of wills too. I feel like you both people are equally stubborn as well. Coming up here, one person's going to have to give in. I feel like one person's going to have to give in as well too. But I keep on feeling like this relationship is staying ahead. It's staying. I feel like there's an offer of forgiveness here that's coming up. I went. And I feel like we're coming up very soon with that. I feel like by the end of the month, there's an offer of forgiveness here. I feel like someone's surrendering. So I do feel like someone's like letting go and surrender. But I keep on hearing that this relationship is going to it's staying together is what I feel like. I don't see this relationship going apart. I feel like it's staying together. I do feel like there's enough love here to have it last. But so I keep thinking about money, something about money here as well. In the cards, I've got 2 cards with money, and it's standing out to me. So I feel like either one person is going to be hiding money or has the finances here. There's something about money as well. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I feel like you're the one that's changed here. You've just changed in this relationship too. There's you're not the person you once was, and it's a good thing. But I feel like by August, you're on the same page. I just feel like by August, you're on the same page. Everything is getting it more together. You're more acting as a team, and you're going through a life or a maze of life, but you're doing it together. And like you're finally, you're on the same page as well. Okay. I also feel like you've got a son as well.
I have a son, yes.
Yeah. I feel like he needs help. I don't know if it's like schoolwork or homework. So I feel like there's a book I see a book in front of him, and it's like he needs a bit of help or assistance with that. He needs to hang in there. He'll get it done. He'll see it to the end, but he needs to hang in there too, is what I feel for him too. He can be quite stubborn when he wants to be, but it's like he needs to stick with it through whatever that he's doing. Okay, any questions?
No.
Okay, great. Thank you for calling in today.
All right, thank you.
Okay. So everybody, this week is it'll be an interesting week like we've had last week. And I'm sure there's going to be more things coming up this week. We've got in the astrology, especially with this full moon that we've got coming up ahead. And with some of these aspects that we have with the full moon, and also going later in the week too. And I feel like it's about going with the flow, where we know things are changing, but we just need to be adaptable and trying to move with the changes that are coming in. If you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, the same with my Facebook page. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. TikTok is Lady D Psychic. And my YouTube, which I do weekly videos, is Lady D or Danielle Psychic. You can't find it underneath Lady D. So thank you, and I hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. So bye for now.
And now, back to A1R